And now the feral encounter ensues. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode of Man to Man, and today we've got a juicer for you. We are going feral, baby. We got the feral encounter. Now, when I first saw this card, I knew that it was going to be playable. I just wanted to kind of like see how it works, and guess what? I think this is absolutely a good fit for this deck. Now, typically you want to use your fight spells to kind of just attack right off the rip. You do not want to do this with this card, because what you want to do is really be able to play the creature from like the exile ability, and then you get to, it's not really a fight, you deal the damage, so that's nice, it's better than fighting. But the way that this is not a typical fight spell, the way you really gain value off of this is by playing an additional creature on your turns. So you don't want to play this on turns 2 and 3, really. Even on turn 4 you kind of don't want to. The best way to play this is turn 4 at the minimum if you have to, or onwards. Then you get to use this, you get to destroy something, and then you get to go deeper into your deck, almost like a green type of like Reckless Intent or the Questing Druid or something like that. This is the way that you're going to want to be playing this. So feral encounter, we have plenty of cheap creatures that we can make use. So let's say you play this on turn 2, or turn 4 rather, you cast this for 2, you've got 2 mana left over, and then you've got, you know, maybe like a Cankerbloom or a Quirion Beastcaller that you can play on top of it. That is how you make the best use of feral encounter. So let's get into the rest of the deck here. We'll keep this short and sweet. Evolving Adaptive and Packleader, because these things get bigger as the time goes on. Packleader does seem a little bit weak, but there's nothing else really, because again, we have to have cheap creatures, so these are the best of the one creatures. This kind of reminds me of like the Pelt Collector. I think that's what it was called back in the day. They got bigger and bigger as you go on. But the Quirion Beastcaller is so good, because obviously as it gets bigger, whenever it dies, you put those +1/+1 counters on things, and guess what? We've got things with Trample. We have the Warchief and Oddity. Those are our 2 tramplers that we can use late game in case they want to kill this. This is like an 8/8. We use the Oddity or the things with Trample. Obviously, we got the Polukranos Reborn. We know what this card does. Really, really cool. I mean, obviously, we know what that does. Sandstalker Moloch. Now, this one's a little bit of a sleeper. This one is good because it has Flash, and that's really nice because the Quirion Beastcaller and the Evolving Adaptive, when you use the Flash, they never see this coming. Obviously, they could have like a Tyvar stand or something like that, but they don't see this because when the thing comes out as a Flash, you get the Beastcaller and the Adaptive to get bigger. Nevertheless, and you also have like the blue and black spells. If you cast it for Flash, you also get another permanent on top. So that is the deck here. We got the Ulvenwald Oddity, and we actually have the Workshop Warchief. If you turn the M's upside down, you get WW, and that's why I'm a fan of the Workshop Warchief. And that's pretty much the deck here. It's a more of an aggro type build. Feral encounter, baby. Let's get feral. And before we get into the gameplay, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the like button. The like button looks just like this. Helps out the channel tremendously. I would greatly appreciate that. And without further ado, let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Drache Rotrice, I believe it. We're gonna go with that. How's it going here? We are feeling very feral. This is one of the most underrated cards of Eldraine, and we've got 2 of them. We'll see how that works out. If we're playing against a creature deck, we might like this, but again, with feral encounter, you always want to play this. Turn 4 is like the earliest you want to play this. That is the money turn. You don't want to play this on definitely not turn 2 or turn 3. That does not make any sense. So let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and play this, drop our Adaptive, and see if we can evolve and make some big progress here. Obviously, the Ulvenwald Oddity. This card is just, I feel so bad. This has never been played in the history of time. We're going against Soldier, so that really sucks. We have nothing to play on turn 2 or turn 3. I am not going to be playing this feral encounter just to use it on the Adaptive, so we're just going to go ahead and pass turn and see what we can do. Again, I don't want to use the feral encounter until we can make use of grabbing that other creature. And because, again, you want to use that, it has to be like a cheaper creature so that you can actually make use of it. Otherwise, it's just a fight spell, and we don't really want a fight spell. So there's a Quirion Beastcaller. That is going to be pretty good here. We can at least bump up the Adaptive, get the, at least ward off the Denic a little bit, and then, you know, we might be okay here. So let's see. Skystrike Officer, that thing's going to have to die. That thing's going to have to die. They're just going to tap 3 untapped soldiers you control and draw a card. I don't like that. I just am not a fan. I'm not a fan. So this is what I'm going to do. This is actually super risky. Playing the Ulvenwald Oddity is actually not that good. What I want to do is play the Feral Encounter, and hopefully we're going to be able to draw 1 card from it. Let's go Feral Encounter. Hopefully we get a cheap creature. We do have plenty of 1-drops and 2-drops in our deck. And we get the Cankerbloom. Thank goodness. We're going to drop this because we don't have one to play from our hand. Now that we play this for the Beastcaller, Boom. Beastcaller goes up to 3, and so does the adaptive as well. And now the feral encounter ensues, baby. Let's go for, it doesn't really matter, anything with 3 power. Let's kill the Sky Strike officer. I do not want them to do any of this nonsense. So go ahead, draw a card. Yep, draw your card. Is what it is. But you go bye-bye, and there's not going to be any drawing the cards. There's not going to be any 1/1s. There's not going to be any of that. We're not doing that. No, 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 no. Let's go ahead. I'm going to swing in. Let's be a little aggressive. Take him down to 14. I know that the Dedenic, I don't really want to trade with the Cankerbloom here, but we'll see what we can do. Valiant Veteran, we're already feeling the pressure here. We do have another feral encounter, so we can use this against the Valiant Veteran, but feeling a little bit of pressure here. Yeah, Dedenic's going to swing in. We're going to eat that lifelink up, which does suck a lot. But again, we're not really ready to drop this Ulvenwald Oddity. It seems okay. Do we want to drop this Ulvenwald Oddity? 4/4. I mean, it does create a very awkward... Yeah, I think we're going to do it. Let's save the feral encounter. Let's drop the Ulvenwald Oddity. Let's get the Beastcaller and the adaptive all nice and big. And then now we can swing in with everything. And even if need be, we can take the Cankerbloom and proliferate. Such a like should we do this? Should we proliferate instead of trading? Because they can just unearth this, right? I'm thinking. But then we don't lose the frontliner. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll just trade with them. Take them down to 5, and again, we can go in for one more feral encounter, and then we'll see what we can do. Because we can either just play another Ulvenwald Oddity, or we can play whatever we fetch from the feral encounter. This is what I'm worried about here. I guess not really. I mean, I'm more worried about them drawing. I don't like this Sky Strike officer. I think is the ace of the deck personally. Personally, I think this is the ace. So the frontliner, I mean, they just unearthed this for no reason. Unless I'm missing something there. Like, what'd you do there? Okay, but now we can go for feral encounter, and we can just go for Ulvenwald Oddity. But I'm definitely going to feral encounter, and because we're just dealing damage, they're not going to get the lifelink off. So feral encounter, we're feeling feral, baby. Let's go. And we have nothing. We have pretty much nothing to worry about here. I don't think we have too much to worry about. Let's just go ahead and take the Cankerbloom, even though we're probably not going to play it. We're going to go for the Ulvenwald Oddity anyway. Yeah, the Cankerbloom would be fun because, again, I've been preaching how much that better this is than a regular fight spell because you get something else. But I'm going to drop the Ulvenwald Oddity, get the Beastcaller to go up, and then we're going to take away their ability to gain life because the Dedenic... Or should we? Hold on. With the feral encounter, we're going to take the Beastcaller. We can kill the Dedenic. And they just don't even want to play. They don't want it. Feral encounter, baby. Shadow Mage. That's pretty cool. You got like the, you know, all mystical, like an actual Shadow Mage. So let's go ahead and keep this. All right, so this is actually a pretty good hand here. Sometimes we do have a little bit of problem. I mean, with land, I have been noticing that because we are typically a more aggro deck. Like our curve is definitely a lot more on the the aggressive side, but sometimes I just do not get into like, you know, 3 or 4 lands, so I might have to check into that. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and check out these. I give these like a let's see. I give these like a B-. These are pretty cool. I like the ones that sparkle and animate. Again, it's the only thing. It's the only thing that you can really have over on Arena versus Paper Magic is the animated sleeves. So I do like these. These are pretty. These are pretty full arts. I just cannot. I can't find it in me to move away from the Nyx lands. These are just so pretty, and like, I think these are just king. I do. I think they're king, queen. These are royalty because I can't. Like, no matter how much I like these, I'm just like, I spend too much money on wild cards for content to really be worried about all the cosmetics, so it is what it is. Let's go ahead and drop our evolving adaptive, see if we can get into the Beastcaller, Polukranos Reborn. That's a pretty good 1-2-3 combo. The Sandstalker Moloch. Pretty good card. Very, very underrated with the flash ability, but the flash is super relevant because we have like the Quirion Beastcaller and the evolving adaptive. Both get bigger when things come out, so you can use. They're never seeing this coming. If you have the Sandstalker Moloch, I mean, it can really put your opponent in a weird spot. So we also love it just because we can actually just gain something off it. Mosswood Dread Knight. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see. Yeah, let's just go for Beastcaller. And then we can go for, we can either do, we have a lot of different options we can do next turn. We can either go for, we can go for double Packleader if we get like a Tyvar stand or something, or we can just hold up the Reborn, or flash in the Sandstalker Moloch. I think we're going to flash in the Moloch, even though we won't be able to do as much damage with the Beastcaller. I think, obviously, because they're running, like, not like Dimir control black, but they're actually running like a black card, so we can actually use this to our advantage. How do we want to do this? See, now it gets a little bit goofy just because we have the Dread Knight. I don't obviously want to trade, but I don't want to go. We could go double Packleader, put this up to a 4/4, swing on in, but that's just more for raw damage. I think we're probably gonna pass. I think it doesn't feel great. Let's pass, and then we can use a Sandstalker Moloch. I'm pretty sure anyway that they're gonna play like a black card, maybe. It's very possible. Even if they don't, we're still gonna play it. I mean, you know, the Sheoldred is probably coming out anyway, and this deck does struggle very mightily against the Sheoldred. So let's go ahead and take this. Not a big deal. Even if we don't get the permanent off the Moloch, I don't think it's the end of the world. So let's see what they got here. Please no Sheoldred. I'm just no Sheoldred. I'd rather see a Trespasser than a Sheoldred. Please. Okay, so that's fine. So there they go. So that is a black card. So that they use the Dread Whispers from the Mosswood Dread Knight, and this is okay. So they're gonna do this, and we're gonna put on and why this Sandstalker Moloch is good. So not only is it good for combat, even though we couldn't, if this was already a 3/3, we could flash this in, and then we could bump it up to a 1/1, and there's just freaking land on land. But okay, we'll definitely take it. Wow. So was that what the was that the next 5 cards in my deck were just all land? Holy moly. Okay, well, hey, it is what it is. Let's drop the Packleader. Let's get this Beastcaller as big as humanly possible, and then we're going to go in for Polukranos, and then we're going to see what we can do. Now this Beastcaller can go toe-to-toe with the Sheoldred, and I don't... man, it sucks. I don't want to give them this Dread Knight here. If we do, they're going to draw a card, lose a life. It is a little slow. And then we get to swing with the Beastcaller. Do we want to trade here? I think we do. Let's do it. We don't. I don't have anything else in my hand here to really warrant not doing that. And if they want to trade, and if they really want to use it, they're gonna have to use it as the adventure. Like it's not. It doesn't. It can't just come back as the Dread Knight itself. They have to use the adventure. So I think it's probably better to do that if we're being aggressive. There's Trespasser. I don't love the Trespasser, but it's not the end of the world. Take away the Moloch, gain a little bit of life. I think we can withstand this for now. We do want to draw into something a little bit more powerful. We can go in for Polukranos Reborn, but that takes 6 mana. So our turn 5, well, unless they're killing it. Don't kill my Polukranos. Don't do it. Go for the throat. Dang it, son of a gun. And they're gonna swing in here. I'm gonna take this. Hopefully we can draw something pretty crazy here. We get the Workshop Warchief. That is good enough with me. That is absolutely completely fine with me. We're gonna get this Packleader up into a 3/2 as well. So that's actually a pretty gosh darn draw. If you take slip it upside down, what do you get? You get Workshop Warchief, baby. That is right. Swing on in. We're gonna put some pressure on him. If they want to trade the Trespasser, I'm fine with it. And they go down to 5. Go down to 5. Okay. If they do kill the Beastcaller, again, we can put it on something with Trample. We do have plenty of creatures with Trample in this deck. I'm halfway debating. Yeah, I'm halfway debating if I want to trade with that, because then we can just get rid of you altogether, and then we get a replacement 4/4 Rhino. So, like, I don't know if they really want to do that. Again, they could have some removal or something. Tenacious Underdog. I don't know if we really care that much here. We get an Ulvenwald Oddity, and this is going to be pretty scary here. We also have the Ulvenwald Oddity as a mana sink for 7. So we can do that on next turn if nothing goes our way this turn, but let's go ahead and drop this son of a gun. We're going to get the Beastcaller and the Packleader bigger. What I love about Beastcaller is we have so many creatures with Trample, so even if they were to kill this, we still have 2 creatures with Trample here. 1 less creature, because this one, the Quirion Beastcaller just gets bigger with every single creature, and that is absolutely insane. And this obviously comes in as a 3/2 because we have the big boys out here, and we're going to swing in. We're swinging with all. I don't even care. I don't care. We got the Ulvenwald Oddity. We're gonna bring justice for our Polukranos, our slain Polukranos. We should have been going in for the Engine of Ruin, but they were so mean to us. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna make them pay. So let's see what they want to do. They're gonna have to chump block the Beastcaller. I mean, unless they have a removal spell of some sort. But even if they have a removal, they can't do it on the Beastcaller because then we give it the trample. So let's see what you got, Shadow Mage. All right, so they're gonna double block the Oddity. I think we're gonna kill. Let's kill the Grave Passer, or the Graveyard Passer. So go for the Throat. Are you unblocked? Like, am I missing something here? There's no lifelink. You're unblocked. Let's go ahead. I mean, yeah, I don't. I guess we'll do this. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what's going on. That's GG's. Magister Faber, how you doing? Let's go and keep this. 2 adaptives. Let's see if we can get some evolution going here. All right, let's see. He's got some Orzhov action. We like that. We like that. Let's drop the evolving adaptive. See if we can adapt and evolve early. So there's an evolving adapter. There's an evolved sleeper. I think the sleeper is. Is it better? I don't know. I think adaptive is way underrated. Way more underrated. I can gladly say that. So it looks like we're playing some junk. Some junk. Well, got a Tyvar stand, and we have another adaptive here. There's no advantage to playing another adaptive before combat, so let's go ahead and just swing in here and see what they got looming behind their evil schemes here. So let's drop this, and we'll have a Tyvar stand. Probably not gonna want to drop the Tyvar stand, just because like saving these little adaptives right now doesn't seem like to be quite the investment. Absolutely love these sleeves though. Those are absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So the Commune with Spirit. So it looks like we're playing against what would be probably enchantments, I would think. Alrighty, here we do have the Cankerbloom in this deck here, which is actually really nice versus enchantments. It does have to sacrifice itself and it does have 3 power, so it seems a little counterintuitive, but it's actually pretty good. So let's drop our Polukranos Reborn, just because the evolving adaptives do get bigger this way. But bam, let's go. Let's go. If you got removal, it's okay. We'll at least take a little bit more chunks out of your health here. And we have the Ulvenwald Oddity next turn. Yeah, go for the throw. It is what it is. No big deal. At least our evolving adaptives are getting bigger and bigger every single turn. Well, maybe not every turn, but up the beanstalk. Okay, so they're just drawing cards. You have to be careful here, though, because if you're just drawing, I mean, we're coming to play here. Commune with Spirits. Yeah, you can reveal an enchantment or a land. You can't ossify me, not with one little land here. So we're looking pretty good here, and we're gonna put a pretty big hurting on them next turn. There's the Warchief. My goodness, we're looking pretty good. We can't blitz it in until we have 6 land. But let's not worry about that. This is this turn. Let's go for our Ulvenwald Oddity, and remember this guy. Yeah, remember him. Yeah, it's pretty devastating. Let's go ahead and swing in. We don't have quite enough for lethal. Bang, bang, bang. Down to 4 you go. And we still have a Workshop Warchief that we can't blitz it in. Sunfall. Okay. There it is. We couldn't even Tyvar stand that anyway. But now, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How sick is that Ulvenwald Oddity? Ulvenwald Oddity is feeling feral today. Let's go. Ulvenwald Oddity, and that is going to be GG's. Who says the Oddity and this mono green nonsense isn't meta? 0301. Let's see what you're made of here. Got the Teferi sleeves. Are you a control mage? Ooh, no. We're going to most likely Golgari. Okay, well, let's drop our pack leader here. The pack leader is always, I mean, it's a good card. It's definitely, I wish there was maybe like a little bit better of a card for this kind of deck, but it's still pretty good. I just think that's kind of one of the main reasons why mono green kind of lacks a little bit, just because the early game is a little bit hard. But pack leader's still a pretty good card. Don't take it the wrong way, boy. You're a good boy. Don't take it the wrong way. All right, let's go ahead and swing in. We can go in for Tyvar stand. We can go for Cankerbloom. If they want to trade here, I think we're okay with this. I don't really want to. No, let's not do that. Let's not do the stand. Let's just go straight in for the Cankerbloom. If they want to play this, they are. I mean, because again, we are an aggro type deck, so they're gonna have to pay 2 life, and then they burn 4 mana. So I don't think it's usually not that relevant for the underdog.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come for answers.
Liliana.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
I have heard of personal space, and you know, not the biggest fan of it. You know, I kind of like, I prefer to invade yours. All right, so here's the thing with the Moloch here. If they drop anything black, we can use the Sandstalker Moloch and flash it in, and then get a permanent on top. So I really like that. Let's go ahead and end the turn. I'm probably going to discard a land. So there's the Glissa, the Sun Slayer. Not the greatest thing, just because it does have the first strike and death touch, but we can go ahead and give ourselves indestructible. So let's do this. Let's get rid of a forest, and then we can flash in the Sandstalker Moloch this way. Oh, we're gonna get you, Liliana. Don't you even worry. Let's go ahead and flash in the Sandstalker Moloch. No one's playing this card, and because we do get to replace it, we do get the Ulvenwald Oddity. We absolutely love that. The only problem I'm seeing here is that we can't use the Tyvar stand and the Oddity. So they've got this first strike death touch nonsense, so we're gonna go down to it, and that's really unfortunate. Let's go ahead and take it anyway. Yeah, I just don't think we're gonna be able to get away with that. We can go in for Evolving Adaptive, so that when they go for Liliana of the Veil to sacrifice, we can just sacrifice the adaptive to it. I think that's pretty good. We're gonna have to kill this Liliana though. This Glissa does make things very, very difficult. Let's go ahead and swing in here. Okay, so let's go type our stand. Obviously we're paying 0. We don't have trample or anything, so we'll do this. Bang. Get rid of the Glissa. Yep. And then we can go in for Adaptive to eat up the Sacrifice ability. I think that's pretty good. Drop you so we can go in for a Warchief or Oddity on curve. And I think that's going to be the best we can manage. But Liliana of the Veil is so good versus our deck because they typically get 2 destroys. Whatever, I mean, sacrifices technically, but we can't really get around it with Tyvar Sand either. So Liliana is very, very good against our deck, unfortunately. So let's see if they drop a Mosswood Dread Knight. Alright, so let's get rid of the adaptive.
Sacrifices must be made.
Sacrifices must be made, and we made the proper one with the evolving adaptive, and we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good here. I think we're probably going to drop the Warchief instead of the Ulvenwald Oddity. We can swing faster with the Oddity, but no, I think we should just drop the Warchief, really. We can also blitz this in if we draw into another land, so we have to be kind of careful. Let's see. If they have enough, yeah, I think it's probably still okay just to do this. We could blitz this in, but we would need another card anyway, so I don't really want to do that. Let's just drop this. Let's just drop this. I'm assuming they don't have like a go for the throat, because if they had a go for the throat, they would have just used this and then they would have killed us with the Liliana anyway. So I'm assuming they don't, but I mean, maybe not. Oh, okay, they do. All right. I guess it didn't really matter in which order they played it then. So the nice thing about the Ulvenwald Oddity is we do have it as a mana sink, so even if we were to get into like 2 more lands or something. Oh, Terra Sunder. Oh, that's rough. We don't get the one. Oh, that's really rough though. That's really rough. Oh my gosh, Terra Sunder. Not go. If it's a go for the throat, we obviously get a 4/4 Rhino back. That is hard. But we at least have a slither of hope. Let's go for our Ascendant Packleader, Ulvenwald Oddity. We get the Packleader to go up a little bit, and we get to swing in here. But we're out of firepower now. We are all out of cards in our hand, so we have to be kind of careful here. Trespasser is annoying, especially if we don't draw anything. Because if we draw into a land, it's going to go nighttime. It's going to go nighttime if we don't draw something to play. So that is terrifying. And they can double block here. We get another land. This is not good. I think they'll... Oh, God. There's nothing we can do. We can't swing in. We can't play anything. We can't swing in because the pack leader. No, they're just going to use the Dread Knight, and then they're going to go for Dread Whispers, and then they get all this value. We can't do that. We got to let it go nighttime. Oh, God. Oh, God, it's nighttime. There's a Shell Dread. Okay, the only way we can win this, I mean, even if we do draw another land, we can at least transform. Adaptive. It's the worst card in the whole deck. I guess, yeah, because even a pack leader is a 3/2, so... do we even want to play the adaptive, or do we want to wait until next turn so we could potentially get something else to make it go daytime? That is also an option. It is what it is. Let's just drop it. No, I think we're just gonna hold. We're gonna hold tight. Dang, no, that's rough. Sheoldred is one of. I mean, obviously Sheoldred is just a problem for most decks, but that is, I think, the #1 threat to this deck. It truly is. Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. We have different ways that we can deal with the Flesh Gorger, so that one's maybe not as terrible, but still not the best. What I would really like is a Feral Encounter. A Feral Encounter would be pretty good. We're going to let this go through. Gotta let this go through, unfortunately. We're going to start draining down our life. There's another okay, there's a forest. So now we at least get to transform the Ulvenwald Oddity, and we're going to have to do this. We have no other option here. And I'm not even going to wait. Let's just do this right now. They obviously know that it is a possibility. If they've got to go for the throat, I'm just going to concede. There it is. We're going to clank them up. That's just a good game. It is what it is. Hey, GG's. Sheju Cat. I'm more of a Doja Cat person myself, but we'll play with you. Let's go ahead and keep this. Pretty good hand here. If you do notice the Sandstalker Moloch, I think this card is super awesome. With the flash, and there's so much mono black that you can like just flash this in and recover pretty quickly. So let's see if we can make good use of it. Ooh. Ooh. So the Rot Priest, we're going against Toxic. I do not like that one bit. Just because the only form of removal we have is the Feral Encounter, so this is going to be pretty scary. Let's go ahead and swing in. If they did, for whatever reason, block, we have Tyvar stand, and then we can drop our Cankerbloom, but this is a little nerve-wracking. Should have gotten in, I mean, like I said, we probably... I don't think that this type of matchup, the damage is going to matter that much, so I wasn't really worried about getting an extra counter on the adaptive. More so, just worried about what I'm going to do with this Rot Priest here. Alright, let's go ahead and swing in. And then we can flash in the Sandstalker Moloch if they want to use something blue, especially. And I'm hoping they do. So just a green. Okay, so trying to think here what I want to do here. Okay. Do we want to use our stand? Because that kind of puts us in a weird spot, which is not great. Well, actually, we don't even have to. Let's go ahead. Well, thankfully, they don't block the Cankerbloom, so we can just go ahead and flash in the Sandstalker Moloch, and we'll just bounce. So bouncing's a lot better than going down. So that absolutely love that for us. Sandstalker Moloch, low-key, pretty gosh darn good. Down comes the Ledger Shredder, and I don't think they don't have the capabilities of doing anything super crazy with any of these. Nothing crazy with the Rot Priest yet. We obviously know that these shenanigans can get crazy very quickly. But I'm going to go ahead and swing in. See, it would be nice to have the Moloch when they play the Ledger Shredder because we didn't get it. But with the Flash ability, saving our adaptive was absolutely clutch. So cannot be too upset about that. So they're actually going to take, what, 6-10 to the face here. I'm thinking about using the Tyvar stand at least to get some extra damage off. I'm not even joking you. I think that's going to be the move here. Let's do at least one, because we have to be fast against this deck. I'm going to do one on the Moloch, and then we're going to keep one up. We're going to keep 1 mana up for another Tyvar stand in case they want to, like, you know, Fading Hope or something like that. But I want to get as much damage as humanly possible off on this. Because, again, we know what this deck does. So get them down to 5. I think I'm pretty satisfied with that. We leave 1 open for the Cankerbloom. Again, that doesn't really matter too much, but we have 1 open for the Tyvar stand. We use 2 mana for 1 extra point of damage, but I think that's going to be what we have to do here. I don't want them to explode off with this Rot Priest, Ledger Shredder. They can do some crazy stuff here. So security bypass, poison counter, okay. We can actually go in for Cankerbloom and destroy this thing if need be, so that's actually not that big of a deal. And you know what? No, I don't think we can do that. That doesn't make too much sense to me. Let's let him connive. It sucks, but let's let him connive. This conniving little Rot Priest. And they just give it up. There we go. Easy as. Jinx 8-4-3-1. How are we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep this very aggro. But we like aggro. That's what we're doing here. Obviously, with like the Feral Encounter type of style deck, we do want more cheap creatures rather than the opposite. We're definitely, there we go, evolving adaptive. Instead of going for the Beastcaller, I think it's probably more advantageous just to go for the cheapest things first. So let's drop the adaptive and then the pack leader, and then we can get 2 adaptives to go boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. Let's spend this magic game together now and forever. I think that's how it goes. So another Beastcaller. Okay, well, you know what? Let's go ahead. I mean, actually, there's no advantage to dropping the Beastcaller right now. None of these pop up from it. So I think we're just going to swing in first and just pray they don't have a counterspell, but it doesn't really change our line of play here at all. Faithful Absence, actually not that bad. This is actually not that bad of an exchange. This is, I mean, this is actually okay. Depending on what we draw next turn, I might want to just bust this clue token open, but we'll see. Obviously, whenever you're facing white, you have to be a little bit nervous that they have the almighty Wandering Emperor. So now that we have a Beastcaller out here, I think we're just gonna go for it. I mean, this is what it is. Let's drop 2 Beastcallers to get our other Beastcaller. Yeah, Dissipate. That's fine. It's not fine. It's not great, but we're gonna have to do this. Let's go for our Beastcaller. If they've got to depopulate on turn 4, I think we're just gonna have to live with it. So let's do this and swing on in. Boom, boom, boom. And this is full out aggro versus full out control. Can they get the board sweep on turn 4? If not, we're going to take this. If so, we're going to take this. Sorry, Jinx. Too slow. Mono green. Good. Muto Loco. How are we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep this. This is not really the best hand, but we're going to roll with it anyway. Generous Visitor. Okay, these types of decks are very problematic because we do have the Cankerbloom to remove their enchantments and like their Calyx and stuff, but it is a little hard. It's a little hard to deal with, especially when they start getting going. The best way we can win is if they have like a Calyx or something, and then we have the Cankerbloom, and then we use it, and they're not using their noggin. So here's enchantment number 1. Turn 1 Visitor, turn 2 Naturalist. This is going to be the hardest test that my little mono green deck has ever had. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it. We're feeling okay. We're feeling all right. All right. Let's drop Adaptive and then go for Pack Leader so that we can get the biggest board possible, and then next turn we can threaten the Cankerbloom. So we're just going to do this right here. Ba-bam, ba-bam. Good up to 2 2s. You know what? Hey, every journey starts with one step. You gotta start somewhere. Hopefully they don't have a Calyx, but if they do, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Jukai Naturalist, Borrowed Time. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I guess they're just going to go straight in for our throats here. 3-3. Again, we can always kill the Jukai Naturalist. And with the Cankerbloom, no one's running this Cankerbloom. I'm definitely not going to use the Cankerbloom to get rid of the Borrowed Time. Just because, like, I mean, we don't really need to get rid of the Borrowed Time. Just for a little Adaptive back here. Because we're going to have to build up our Adaptive anyway. So this is the problem. If we were on the draw, I mean, we could have won this game already, honestly. Just because with the Cankerbloom, we kill the Naturalist, and the Audacity does not even have a chance. Doesn't even have a chance to get replace itself with the card draw. So that's a really unfortunate, but nevertheless, we are going to still be on the draw here. 1 turn later than our opponents, but we're still gonna win this. I have a feeling. I think let's just do this right now, because again, obviously there's a Tyvar stand, there's the Royal Treatment. We're just gonna do this right now. Let's kill the Jukai Naturalist. It sucks. It sucks not being able to use it in response to an Audacity or something like that. And they're gonna go ahead and get their card like that. But I don't want to get Tyvar stand. So we're just gonna have to make do with what we got. We're just gonna play it at sorcery speed and just take the even money there. Kami of Transience, yeah. That's a card. Spirit to Companion, yeah, that's a card. That is indeed a card. We're going to put it on the Transient, so they're going to go double 3/3s. Draw, okay. Woo! Alright. 15-17. Another Warchief. Not good. I think we're going to have to just stay put here. I mean, we do have the potential to go Tyvar stand. They only have 3 cards in their hand, so possibly they don't have like the craziest things. And we can just kind of jump up something to the high heavens here. Ossification. There we go. More enchantments. Who would have thought? Alrighty. They're gonna take the Adaptive. I'm assuming they're just gonna take the Adaptive, right? And I'm just gonna crank it up Tyvar stand to 3. We're gonna tap all the way out to save our little Adaptive here, and hopefully we'll ward off our We'll ward off Arcami of Transient's Friend. Unless they have like an Audacity, then they, you know, they could still do some stuff here. Alright, so all is not lost yet. All is not lost yet. We still have a Warchief, so our Pack Leader and Adaptive are going to get a little schmidge bigger. So let's go ahead and drop you. Workshop Warchief. Pump up our Adaptive. And our Pack Leader. Alright, so we have 4 4s. I think we're going to swing in here. Yep, let's swing in. If they want to trade, that's fine with me. They don't, so... Really? I mean, they're going to get bigger, but okay. How much bigger are they going to get, though? We take it! No way! Celestian chip! Wow!